Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I just want to talk about my new desk setup. Now I've done a couple desk setup videos throughout the past couple of years, and the last one that I showed, I really tried to go for a more simple setup. I really tried to hone in my minimalistic mindset and go one monitor, basic keyboard setup, nothing fancy, just basically on the desk was the computer, monitors, speakers, keyboard, mouse. That was about it. You see, I edit a lot. I run 3 YouTube channels. I edit sometimes for a couple other YouTubers. I commercial work, short films, feature films. And surprisingly, with all that, I don't like editing that much. I love refining an edit, but every time I sit down, open a new blank project, and I just stare at all this footage and just an empty timeline, it takes a big deep breath for me to get going. And so I've tried to develop the most efficient editing desk setup. At least this is my most efficient thing. Obviously everyone's a little bit different, but maybe you'll find a couple things here that you really like. So let's get into the setup. So first let's talk about the aesthetics here, because this is not a Jonathan Morrison 𝗚𝗘𝗖𝗞 perfectly cable managed setup. I kind of gave up on that long ago. It's not perfectly tucked away, because there are times where I have to unplug something and move it, rearrange it, or unplug it. All that cable management stuff, I would end up having to take it apart every couple weeks anyway, and so that just gets hella annoying. Other things that haven't changed, I'm still using the Herman Miller Arion chair, using the same 𝗚𝗏𝗏 speakers. These ones, again, just like last time, I don't super recommend them. There's this idle hiss that if I turn the volume up even a little bit and then I'm not playing anything out of the computer, I just hear this hissing noise and I can't stand it. For monitors, I actually have 3 monitors set up now. So I have my same LG 31MU97B. This monitor I've been loving for the past 7 or 8 years, but just recently I picked up the LG Ultrafine 5K, because my LG, the 4K one here, it's just gotten really dim. The backlight definitely has deteriorated. It's definitely not color accurate anymore. And so it was throwing off a lot of my videos, but I still want to keep it because basically it's a huge monitor. It's a 32-inch monitor, and it's still a really good one even after 7 or 8 years. So I basically have my timeline on here and all of Resolve Inspector, and then the LG Ultrafine 5K. In terms of video editing and Resolve, I use it just as a clean out. So you can see behind me that it's just showing a full screen image of the timeline or source viewer monitor. So that way, as I'm color grading and editing, I can make sure that the more accurate monitor is showing proper colors and exposure and everything like that. Then I have this small little monitor by Desk Lab. I forget the model number. Of course, all this stuff will be linked in the description down below. Of course, a little bit behind me, I have the Shure MV7 microphone. I use that for voiceovers, for any sort of podcasts, video calls, for business stuff. I love that microphone. It's amazing. I've done a whole video on it, so I'll put that in the card above, or you can check it out on my channel. Of course, in the back, I have my Mac Pro, which again, you can see a lot of the cables, I'm sure. Easy access to the back, so I can unplug and change around thing. And I never thought that on the Mac Pro I would exceed all of my available ports. Yes, of course I can, there's some more PCI slots I could add more, but I've completely filled up 8 Thunderbolt ports, all 2 USB type A, and basically all the ports are taken up except for second 10 gig port. That's about it. To the left of that, of course, I have my Drobo 8D. This is where I store everything. Currently have about 50, 60 terabytes of available storage in there, and filled up about 40 of it. So the Mac Pro has a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD inside. That's where I edit off of. So all of my current projects are on that, and that's where I'm editing them. So it's super snappy, fast playback. But then as soon as I'm done with the YouTube video, it's uploaded to YouTube, and I don't need those project files anymore. I'm a hoarder. I'm an organized file hoarder, but I don't really delete anything unless it's really, really unnecessary. So then I transfer it over to here, and then that, of course, gets backed up to Backblaze, which is an amazing service. You should check it out in the link in the description. $6 a month basically, and unlimited backup. It's amazing. So all 50 whatever terabytes are being backed up to that. Now, when it comes to the actual video editing, I have a couple keyboards to help me out here. So of course I just have the traditional Apple Magic Keyboard. I actually really like Apple's keyboards. I like the short distance and they're nice and clicky, but whatever. I have a mechanical keyboard that I used for a number of years. And you know, I felt all cool, but I don't know, just kind of got bored of the clickety-clack noise and everything. So I like the Apple keyboard. And then I just recently upgraded to the Logitech MX Master 3. I had the first gen literally up until like a month ago. When I got the LG Ultrafine, I just picked up this from Micro Center as well. And it's very noticeable improvement. Definitely feels more refined, but still the most ergonomical mouse I've ever used. I'm obsessed with this mouse. I also use the Apple Trackpad 2. Pretty much just use this for gestures, sometimes to scroll on timelines, but it's definitely the least used keyboard interface thing on the desk. Almost done here. We have the 𝗤𝗏, I believe, Neo. This is basically a box that has a bunch of dials, knobs, buttons of all shapes and sizes on here that you can custom map to basically any keyboard shortcut you want. So you can have a bunch of different programs. So you can have different shortcuts for Photoshop than you do Resolve or Final Cut or whatever. Obviously mine are all set up for Resolve. And this is actually a good time to bring up, if you head over and subscribe to the Edit Place, my second channel, which is all about video editing, more on the software side. On Monday, actually, he's going to be uploading basically just kind of a more uncut version of how I actually use these shortcut keys and what key shortcuts I have mapped to them, how I edit a video and how I cut down A-roll really, really fast. So if that sounds interesting or useful to you, definitely go check it out in the description and get subscribed to that channel. Again, that video is coming out Monday. And finally, for the keyboards, I have the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor. This is kind of like the 𝗤𝗏, where it's basically just meant for efficiency. So you have keys that are designated to a specific function within Resolve. I don't actually use a lot of the buttons because a lot of it is like multi-track editing, which I don't really do. And then the only downside to it is the fact that you can't like custom or remap any of the buttons. Like what they're labeled as is what they do, and you can't manipulate it in the software as of now. But spoiler alert to the other video, when it comes to the speed editor, the jog wheel and the shuttle wheel is worth the $300 by itself. And then the last two things that really make this desk efficient for my workflows is I'm utilizing two of the newer desk clamp stand things. Basically, it's a light stand that clamps to your desk so you don't have to worry about any more light stands on the ground. And one of them is holding my Blackmagic Pocket 4K, since that's my least used camera. And that just has an old Canon 18-135 on it. And it's always set up basically to where I'm at my desk and I'm filming. That is what I use for the Edit Place to film myself. And then on the other clamp light stand, I have the Godox ML60 with a very nice small softbox and grid on it, just to light me up. So when I film the Edit Place videos, like my main channel, these videos take quite a bit. I have quite the elaborate setup and lights, and you know, each video is more individualized, but the Edit Place, it's more about the tutorials and the content on the computer, so I don't want to spend forever setting up cameras and lights to film myself for a simple angle. And so having that preset up, if I go to film a bunch of Edit Place videos all at once, literally just turn on the camera, turn on the light, and everything's automatically set to go. I just sync up the camera and the screen recording and the audio in post, and that's basically it. So there you have it, guys. That is basically my kind of video editing desk setup. Let me know what you guys think about it down below. Is there any spots where you think I could get more efficient at, or kind of just seem unnecessary for your own editing workflows, or something totally different? I love hearing what everyone has to say, so leave a comment down below. And again, I'm so excited for everything to come tomorrow. For you, it's today. All this Apple stuff showing up, and I'm really excited to bust out some videos. I think the first one I'm doing is the iPad video. That should be up by Monday. And then the iMac video shortly after that. Gonna try to bust them all out and get them out there too before the hype kind of goes way on all these products, because technology. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.